Senior pizza. Senior pizza?
A cash-strapped college student accidentally becomes a paid lover for the rich and lonely housewives in town. In his dorm room, college student Randy Bodek cleans and prepares the space for a romantic night with his girlfriend Jenny. However, his friends arrive and easily convince the man to have a party because it's the last night before break. Eventually, Jenny arrives and sees the chaotic celebration. Furious, she unplugs the power and orders everyone to leave. The following day, Randy sleeps on the floor outside the dorm room, and Jory kicks him awake. After the preppy student jokes that he and Jenny should be the ones dating, the man pushes his bag down the stairs. Finally, the girlfriend lets him in, and he apologizes for ruining their plans last night. He explains that he didn't have a choice, but she points out how he never stands up for himself or her. Jenny reminds him that his parents still don't know about her and their living situation. She adds that his parents think his roommate's name is Vic, so Randy promises to introduce her as soon as possible. Seconds later, Joe, Randy's father, enters the room to pick him up. Jenny waits for her boyfriend to introduce her, but when the older man asks where his roommate is, Randy says Vic and his father just left. Hurt, the woman storms out of the room. Joe asks his son who she is, and the student lies and says she's his tutor. Eventually, the father takes the only packed suitcase in the room, and they make their way to the car. When Joe tosses the suitcase in the trunk, it bursts open, and Randy realizes he took his girlfriend's bag. At home, Joe and his wife, Diane, learn that their son failed most of his classes. Furious, the father exclaims that he won't continue supporting Randy's education because he doesn't take it seriously. The mother disagrees because they promised to give their child the opportunities they never had. However, Joe adamantly says he won't waste his hard-earned money if it just goes to waste. Randy admits it might be best to stop going to school because he doesn't even know what to major in. He says he'll start living a real life and confidently assures it won't be as bad as it seems. Weeks later, he works at Senor Pizza, where he tells his coworker Sal that he needs to raise 9,000 by September. However, the friend says he'll only earn half of his goal even if he works 3 shifts a day. Then 2 customers ask about their handsome Italian exchange student coworker, Tony. Sal points out all the lovely women coming into the pizza parlor, but Randy insists he wants to reunite with Jenny in the fall. The friend reminds him that his girlfriend lives 150 miles away and doesn't return his calls. Minutes later, the boss orders him to deliver the pizzas. While at a stoplight, he flirtily stares at a beautiful woman crossing the street. Determined to meet her, he follows the woman to a clothing boutique and introduces himself. Unfortunately, she thinks he's much too young to date her. Alex, an older sophisticated woman, sees the dejected man and lifts his spirits by saying that the lady made the wrong choice by rejecting him. Then she makes him wear a coat and hat before asking if he'd like to join her for coffee. Bemused that someone as beautiful as her showed interest in him, Randy accepts. Unfortunately, he realizes he's illegally parked outside. So he leaves the store before the cop can write him a ticket. At the pizza parlor, the man laments about the blown opportunity with Alex. Seconds later, the boss takes him to deliver pizzas with extra anchovies to Beverly Hills, then Costa Mesa, which is well away. At the hotel, Randy realizes Alex was the person who ordered, including the one supposedly for delivery in Costa Mesa, to ensure that his afternoon is free. That night, he calls his father and says he's spending the night at a friend's house. In the hotel room, Alex and Randy cuddle in bed after making love, and he learns the woman owns the clothing boutique and 10 other branches. He asks why she chose him even though she can get any man she wants. So Alex says she thought he looked like someone who knows how to enjoy himself. The next day, Sal is in awe when he learns that his friend made love 7 times last night. He clarifies that even if they did sleep together, they also had meaningful conversations. That afternoon, Tony drops by Randy's house to give him an expensive coat someone delivered to the pizza parlor. While the coworkers speak outside, Joe peeks through the door and assumes Tony gave his son the coat as a gift. Meanwhile, Randy sees his coworker's date and wonders if she's the 4th woman he's been with this week. The exchange student says it's because American women are too agreeable, and he finds nothing more attractive than a woman who rejects him. When his son returns to the house, Joe asks if the guy who gave him the coat was the same friend whose place he slept at last night, and Randy affirms. While the son answers a phone call in the kitchen, the father finds a note that fell from the coat. The salacious message is from Alex. But Joe assumes Alex is the friend who delivered the coat. In the kitchen, Randy answers Sal's call, who informs him that they received an order from a woman for a pizza with extra anchovies who asked for him specifically. After their son leaves, Joe tells Diane that he thinks Randy likes men, but the wife tells him not to jump to conclusions. Later, while driving Alex's convertible, he finally admits that despite enjoying their time together, he still loves his girlfriend. Fully aware that their relationship isn't serious, the woman says she understands. In the hotel room, Alex gives the man $200, but he refuses. So the woman explains it's for his college fund. Then she grabs her bags to leave for the airport, and he wonders if he'll ever see her again. Alex smiles and tells him to be on the lookout for extra anchovies. In his son's room, Joe rifles through the suitcase and discovers ladies' undergarments. Diane reprimands the husband for snooping through their son's things.